this odd looking mechanism today is called a universal joint, or a U-joint. And as always, your builds are going to look a lot different than mine. This one probably more than most. So what you see here is two axles, one on each side, that are connected by this device right here. And this is called a U-joint. And you'll notice it's got basically two pieces of metal that are connected with small axles inside of them, okay, that allow it to spin and rotate freely. So what's the purpose of a U-joint? Well, the best example for a U-joint to think about is your car and your car suspension. Imagine for a second that you have an axle that goes out to your tire, and your tire for your car is sitting up here. Now, if your tire or your car didn't have a suspension and shocks and struts, it would be a very, very rough ride, because that axle would be stiff, and every bump you felt in the road would translate to your car bouncing up and down. A U-joint works with a suspension in order to correct that. And what it does is it allows two axles to spin together at the same speed while changing their relationship to each other. So you'll notice right now it's fairly straight and it spins freely. But imagine your car is driving along and it hits a pothole and your tire suddenly drops down. Now, in the real world, if you didn't have a U-joint, you just broke your axle right there. But with a U-joint, as it spins, it can still spin your tire at a weird angle. Same thing happens if you hit a bump or a speed bump and it bends your tire up. It still allows you to spin these two in relation. And again, it keeps the same ratio 1-to-1 as it rotates. But a U-joint is just a way to bend axles around corners, curves, or create a system that allows some play or flexibility without breaking the axle into multiple pieces. So that's what a U-joint is. It's just a way to sort of change the motion on the fly just a little bit. And you can use these in sequence. So you might have one here, another one farther out, to create bigger systems of change or change the direction altogether and create, for example, an S-shaped axle or drive piece. Okay. Now the big caveat to these is that these are never as strong as a single solid axle. So always remember that when you're building or designing a robot, that these can easily come off if they're not properly used. But a U-joint is really useful for allowing you to sort of shift and take different angles through your system. Whether it's because you've got something down here that moves, or for example, you're building a system and there's a solid wall right here that you have to angle your axle over.